Hi, it's Grace, and today I'd like to share with you the amazing story of my miracle cat. I feel a little uncomfortable doing personal, really personal videos most of the time, but this is something that I really wanted to share because it was some of the worst stuff to happen more recently and some of the best stuff to happen more recently, and I just really wanted to share. So in the background you can see my beautiful cat Luna. She's 17, nearly 18, and we took her in for routine tests like a few years ago, and she has kidney disease, and that's not good, but she got on some medicine and it seems to be doing good things for her. And we take her for checkups every 3 months just to double check because she's old, needs blood tests, and we just want to make sure that she's in the best sort of health she can be. And the other week we took her to see a different vet, which she's amazing, don't get me wrong, oh my gosh, she's good. But she gave her a more thorough checkup than she has done for a while and went, I think maybe she needs to have an anaesthetic and get her teeth looked at because I think there's something wrong in there. And we were a bit hesitant, and she's like, look, I know that she's older, so we're going to bring her in overnight, we'll put her on some fluids, it'll help, prep her system for all that we're going to do, and we'll put extra fluids in her after to help flush everything out, and everything should be really good. But of course there's risks with any surgery, doesn't matter who you are, and this and this and this could happen. And we're like, okay, if she really needs the dental stuff done, we can't let her live in pain, like teeth pain. Any pain's bad. Teeth pains are really bad, and you can get really gross stuff happening. So we didn't want that to happen. So we have agreed and gone, okay, no worries. So about a week after that we took her in, and we're already stressing because we don't spend the night without Luna. There's always one of us with her, at all times. The longest she's been without us was 3 weeks, when we've been to Japan a few times, and I guess it would be Luna's great grandma comes and looks after her because they get along really, really well. But apart from that, she's never been alone. Since we've had her, we adopted her when she was 9 or 10, and we don't really know what happened before that. So as long as we've had her anyway, so we're really scared. And she ended up ripping her IV out overnight, and we felt just awful about that. So they had to put it in again and prep her, and they were going to do her teeth in the afternoon, and we're like, yep, all right. So we got a phone call that the surgery did not go very well at all because she's old. The anaesthetic didn't, react with her well, and she died while they were doing it. And she spoke faster than that, thank goodness, because if she took a breath at that point, I think we just would have been in absolute hysterics. She said, we managed to bring her back, and we were like, oh my god, that's amazing. And she's like, it took her ages to come back around. We don't really know what is going to be wrong with her, if there's going to be anything wrong with her. And we're just gonna have to wait and see what happened. So she had a seizure while she was under anaesthetic, and the drugs that they had to use to bring her back to life, the vet said she had an option. She had a dead cat or a blind cat. She made the right decision, absolutely. And so they thought that she was pretty alright, apart from she was blind. All of her other reflexes seemed to be really good, but she was in pain. And they told us to bring her home and take care of her. So we weren't sure. No one was sure what that was going to mean. So she could see light and dark. So she still knew where you were to judge you. But she was really traumatized and she wouldn't sleep. So we were staying up with her all night and all day. We took it in turns sleeping. And she, her eyes started to get a bit better, but she couldn't put weight for a long time, long periods of time on her back legs. And we thought, oh god, that's not a good sign. But they'd done blood, so her kidneys and stuff were alright. So we just helped her go to the bathroom and eat and drink and everything for a few days. And then she got herself upright enough for us to notice it was just sort of one leg. One leg was alright, and it was the other leg that she couldn't put weight on. So we took her in and we got her an anti-inflammatory shot, and that really, really helped. And we'll do like 2 days after that to go to back to the vet to get like a full, what do they call it? Neurological exam to see like if she got all of her reflexes and everything back from what happened to her on surgery. And the vet's like, take her home, look after her for a couple of days. I'll see you in a couple of days. We're just gonna have to see what happens, but she really has to poop before she comes back. Like, that's one of the signs that she's doing okay. And we're like, oh my gosh, all right, no worries. So she was doing much better. Like a few hours after that, she was able to reposition herself in bed and stuff, which she hadn't been able to do. And on Wednesday morning, she pooped like an hour before we had to go to the vet, so that was really good. And when we went to the vet, she's like, okay, I'm gonna go to do a neuro, I'll be back. And when she came back, she was so happy. She nearly cried. She told us like all the bad stuff that went on in surgery, and they had to like, it's like people, you have to do chest compressions and then try the drugs and stuff. And she like went home and drank a bottle of wine that night because she was just she said like, you get invested in some animals, and was so invested in like everything that was happening to her. And like, that's really, really nice to hear, because you don't know sometimes how they look after your animals. But yeah, to feel that they're that invested is so nice. But I was so happy. Everyone there was so happy that she was doing well. And she was like, well, you know, one of the nurses was worried about her, and I'm like, well, did she have a cuddle while she was back there? She's like, oh yeah, she did, don't worry about that. So like, it's so good to see everything like doing so well. And yeah, that's we thought that was it. And then she had a UTI, and like we're like, oh no, is it bad? And then she got alright, and then she had a shot 2 days ago for a UTI, and that seems to be alright now. And the vet, when we went in there, the vet's like, oh my gosh, what's wrong now? So she was a little bit grateful to hear it was just a UTI, and went, yeah, she's been really, really stressed. That's understandable. So as you can see, she is perfectly well and healthy and awesome, well as you can be for that old. But on Sunday, she'd only just started trying to take herself for walks and like trying to jump around places we didn't want her to jump. And Monday, she could finally go in the sun again. We'd had to keep the house like really dark, and do you know how hard it is to keep a cat out of the sun? Like, that's near impossible. She was really cranky about that. But she's had sunshine, and she's been eating and drinking well the whole time, and peeing well the whole time. And hopefully after this UTI fully clears up, we sent a pee test in this morning, so I'll put in the video how that went. Hopefully it's good, everything should be cleared, and everything is good again. It was an interesting couple of weeks. Oh, and I missed my sister's wedding in there somewhere, and I felt really, really, really terrible about it, but she's awesome and understands. It's just amazing. Luna's, in the words of the vet, amazing miracle cat. And I don't doubt that for a second. She was not ready to go anywhere and needed to come home to tell us about all the awful things. So we're so grateful to everyone, and yeah, that's what's been happening. That's why I haven't uploaded for a little while, and I just, yep, thank your vet next time you go to your vet. They have amazing skills, and sometimes it doesn't work out in your favor, but sometimes it does, and it is really amazing. I thought I was doing really well not to cry throughout most of that, but you know, sometimes the reality like comes back and you're like, that just happened. Just like you're so in the moment, like now, like I was making sure she's still okay, and you just kind of forget about what happened like 2 weeks ago. And it's so scary to think that that happened, but it's just amazing that she's here and she wasn't ready to leave us, and that is just one of the most amazing things that's ever happened in my life. I really just didn't think that this was all going to turn out so well. I have been really sick the last couple of years and have just spent like every waking moment with Luna. She's my best friend and I just don't know what I would do without her. I know that you have to face that one day, but thank goodness that that wasn't the day. So spend a lot of time with your animals, tell them how much you love them, and thank your vet next time you see them because they do amazing work. Thank you for watching. I'll see you next time. Bye.